Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to the Telephone YouTube Hop. I am part of the Scrappy Shenanigans team this month, and in the left corner of your screen you can see the layout that was passed on to me, so I can go ahead and scrap lift it, and that layout was passed on to me by Kristen. Now I am going to go ahead and scrap lift her layout today and pass it on to the next person in line. So the way that this works is that we pass our layouts on to the next person in line. They go ahead and scrap lift our layout, but they never see any other layouts than the one that was passed on to them. So it's really interesting and fun to look at all the layouts once they've been completed and see how they vary and see how they change along the way from the very first to the very last layout. So you can see there on Kristen's layout, on her background, there's elements all around her photos, and some of those are ones that she added on in her clusters, and some of those were printed on her pattern paper as well. Now for my background, I am going to be using this very busy heart pattern paper that you're going to see in just a few moments, and I cannot remember what collection this is from. I think it's an Amy Tangerine collection, but I will go ahead and list all of the items I use down in my description box. Now with this really busy pattern paper, I think my photos work really well with it because my photos are pretty plain and bold. Here you can see my daughter against a neutral wall. The wall is gray and she's wearing a white onesie. So you can see there she stands out pretty well against my background and how busy it's gonna turn out. And there she's just goofing around with her dad's sunglasses, and this photo was taken back in 2017, so she was about 2 years old in this photo. So here I am gonna go ahead and mat it on this pink pattern paper, and that's the same one that I used to mat that heart paper on, and that will make it stand out, make those photos stand out just a little bit more as well. So as if this layout did not have enough hearts on it, I decided to add even more by fussy cutting some of these hearts out of this pattern paper here. And next up, I am going to work on my title. Now for my title, I decided to go with some white alphas because I needed it to stand out against that busy paper behind it. And once I add my title on there, it was still lost, so I decided to go ahead and grab my distress ink pads and a finger dauber, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply some of that ink to these alphas. The first one I added was a pink, and then I'll add a blue on top of that as well, and I do add 2 layers of the pink and 1 of the blue. And like I said, I will add the colors that I use down in my description box. And here you can see where I'm adding in my title right now and adding the distress inks to the title. Now my title reads, You Are So Cool, and you can see I did use 2 different alphas. I have 1 package of white ones that I really want to use up, and I just added in from a different font the alphas that I did not have on that first package. So here I'm just finishing up inking my alphas, and then I'll go ahead and start adding in some clusters. And I do try to stick really closely with the placement of the clusters as Kristen has hers on her layout. So I will go ahead and place all of these hearts on there, and once they're in place where I want them to be, I'll go ahead and start adhering them using my ATG. And I do use some foam adhesive behind, I believe, 3 of these hearts just to have them stand off the page and add a little bit of dimension to this layout. Now if you'd like to follow along and check out all of the layouts that's been completed so far, check out my description box. I'll have links to all of those down below. And Christina is going to be scrap lifting my layout that I'm doing right now. So also check back tomorrow to see her take on my 12 by 12 layout that I'm doing at the moment. So here you can see I'm adding in some Puffy stickers, and I am also going to add in some cardstock stickers as well. And I do believe I combine the Truly Grateful collection along with the Again and Again collection from Pink Paisley. And here I'm just tucking in some of those word phrases on those hearts and above my photos. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in some wood veneer pieces, and I'm using from the Truly Grateful embellishment pack. And you can see that pack right to the lower left corner of my screen. I'm adding in those hearts to the clusters that I created, and I'm also going to use that circle heart element right next to my title. And you see here I do have to pull up that yellow heart, move it up a tiny bit so that way I'll have space to add that circle element there. So next up, I am going to add in a border all around my layout. I'm going to use a brown fine liner and add in a doodly border. Then I'm going to go in also with a white gel pen and add in a second border, and the second border that I add in with the white gel pen is a little bit wavier than this one would be. You can see I added in a little bit of journaling on the heart that's next to my title that just says Stephanie wearing dad's shades and taking cool pics and the year that the photo was taken. And I'm using my white gel pen right now just to add a little bit of highlights on those hearts that I think make them pop. And I think it just pulled it all together, pulled this layout all together. And I truly love how this turned out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the process today. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up before you leave. And don't forget, check out all of the other layouts on this telephone hop that's already been completed, and come back and see the ones that's gonna be going live in the next few days. So here we have some close-up shots of my layout, and I want to thank you all for watching today. Until my next video, bye.